type of medicine, natural medicine, that is unto itself. So, having said that, just so you know, David works for King Bio. He is, well, used to be the national sales manager, but now that he's calling on countries all over the place, I don't know what he's called. But anyway, he's my husband, and he isn't home very much. So he works for King Bio, and he's going to talk to you about King Bio. And if he might forget to tell you, and then I'd be the voice back there, but there is a $3 coupon in there for King Bio. And there's also a coupon for Natural Marketplace, 40 off any single item.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you, Debbie. Okay, before I get started, I need to get a volunteer here. So I'm looking for someone who might have a measurable illness right now. Some kind of a pain going on, either chronic or acute. You got something going on?
I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia.
Okay, so you have a lot of pain maybe in your neck, your back?
Neck, back, hips.
Okay,
Legs.
hurt all over. This has been going on a while?
3.5 years.
Okay, so you are on medication for that?
Actually, no.
Okay, that's good.
Eliminated all that.
So you're doing more natural approach.
Yes.
Okay, but you're in pain right now.
Yes.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you in pain?
About 3.5.
Okay, so come on up here for a minute. Let's just see what we can do with you. And the reason I'm going to do, because homeopathy works within seconds, minutes, hours, and I just want to show a kind of little demonstration to everybody how this can change your life immediately. So one of the ways in which we check to see if you have the right product for your own needs is we actually do a little kinesiology. Anybody familiar with kinesiology? Okay, there's a few people in here. Your body never lies. Your body is energetic and it feels energy. So in a room like this, we're all feeling, laughter and fun with each other. We feel each other's energy. But if you ran into someone that was depressed, you would feel that negativity. You would feel that, that type of energy. So we're gonna test you a little bit to see what your body needs, okay? So I'm gonna have you put your arm out like this, okay? And I'm gonna push down gently, but you're gonna resist. Don't let me push down, all right? Oops, don't. Okay, now she's nice and strong. Trying to be strong, huh? You're a little weak, okay? So I want you to hold on to that and just hold it against your body. So if there's energy in this particular product, her body's gonna pick up on it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna push down again and you're gonna resist, okay? And I'm gonna do it with one finger so I don't hurt you too badly, okay? You ready? You just went right down, didn't you? There was no resistance at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to have her try to use this product while I'm talking just to show you what can transpire in your own life. So I'm going to have you put 3 sprays in your mouth, okay? Just 3 right in your mouth. Just spray, yeah. See it? Does it taste horrible? Tastes like water. Okay, so it's not bad, huh? Okay, can I put a little bit on the back of your neck? Would that be all right? Okay. So easy, you don't have any hair back there. So your job while I'm talking is to take that about every 5 minutes. Do 3 more sprays and put a little on your neck, okay? And then we'll check it with you, all right? So, as Sandy said, homeopathic medicine started in the 17th century by a man by the name of Samuel Hahnemann. But if you really go all the way back to 400 BC, Hippocrates is the one that says a like cures a like. And that has been proven in science for millenniums. In fact, there's been so many scientists, including German scientist Herring, who actually wrote out a logarithm that is used in quantum physics that proves a like cures a like. A lot of you know about vaccines. You give somebody the flu virus, to counteract the flu. Well, that all came from homeopathic medicine. And so the FDA, as well as every country in the world, recognizes homeopathy as a pharmaceutical medicine. So on the upper right-hand corner of any homeopathic, you will see a DIN number, a drug identification number. Every time you see a homeopathic item, they may have claims. All these claims are due to the fact that we have clinical studies on every ingredient in this package. Clinical trials. So those claims are legal, and this is a registered pharmaceutical. Every country in the world regulates this as a pharmaceutical medicine. Some over the counter, some behind the counter, depends on how strong it is. The other nice thing about homeopathy, does anybody know about the World Health Organization? Kind of monitor a little bit of everything out there. According to the World Health Organization, homeopathy is the #2 most prescribed medicine in the world. In the world. Do you know about allopathic medicine? that's prescriptions and doctors and all that. Samuel Hahnemann created the word homeopathic and allopathic. Allopathic medicine is number 4 in the world. Chinese medicine is 1, homeopathy is 2, and herbal medicine is number 3. So the drug companies aren't even in the top 3. Okay? Is that kind of interesting, isn't it? We're kind of upside down here in the U.S. All right? So with homeopathy being under the scrutiny of the FDA, and of course with all the clinical trials and everything, how many famous doctors do you think we have in this country? We must have a lot, between the surgeons and pediatric people and the researchers and even general practitioners.
Dr. Oz.
Yeah, Dr. Oz, yes. Think of how famous he is. Do you realize there was only one that's ever been immortalized in Washington, D.C. with his own monument that's about the size of this room? Samuel Hahnemann for homeopathy. Can you imagine that? Your taxpayer dollars is supporting a natural medicine in a big way there in Washington, D.C. Now, it may be off to one of the smaller cul-de-sacs, but it's still there, okay? No other doctor has been immortalized by this government. Pretty interesting. Are you taking your
I was
sprays?
going to say, it's probably not.
Just keep
Oh,
it.
okay.
And you don't have to be anal. You can just keep going.
I am.
So the idea here is that we have a natural medicine that uses your own regulatory system to fix itself. So if I were to cut my hand, for instance, my body would send antibodies to that cut to start repairing and healing and stopping the bleeding and create, that whole effect of, getting well. Well, sometimes your body gets overwhelmed with our daily lives, the chemicals that are bombarded on us. If you look at the atmosphere out here, according to the FDA and other regulatory agencies, we add about 400 new chemicals to the air every year. Chemicals, they have no idea what's going to have an effect on us as humans, and they don't take out any of the old chemicals, so you can imagine how that's built up over quite a long period of time. Your food has chemicals. You have stress in your life. Everything about you is being bombarded, so your own regulatory system is suppressed. And then, of course, there's probably other things that we get over-the-counter medications and so forth that could suppress our immune systems and so forth. So, homeopathy actually awakens your own body's regulatory system and gets it back in action again. It gets it to start working quicker. And it's just because of the energetics that are in here. So, has anybody ever heard of Arnica, Montana? It's probably the most widely known single remedy in homeopathy. And every ingredient in homeopathy, and I have a whole book of them right here. If anybody'd like to read this book, it's very interesting. It puts you to sleep pretty quick. But this is all the clinical studies on every ingredient as well as the repertory. I use this all the time for looking up different ailments and so forth and ingredients. And if you went to a homeopath, he'd probably have a 2-hour conversation with you, is it coming out green and slimy or yellow and runny, you know what I mean? They have to pinpoint the exact thing that's going on inside your body. But Arnica, Montana, that is actually Latin. Every time we list an ingredient, it has to be in Latin because remember, it's a worldwide medicine. So we have all these different cultures and languages that go around. So Arnica, Montana means mountain flower. And mountain flower because on the tops of the mountains, if the snow ever melts this year, you'll see these beautiful purple flowers. And those are mountain flower, Arnica, Montana. They gather those flowers and they make a tincture. Everybody know what an herbal tincture is? Very concentrated amount of that essence of that flower. If you were to drink that, guess what? It could cause swelling, stiffness, bruising, hemorrhaging, and death. It's a poison, just like belladonna or arsenic or any of these things. So the idea behind homeopathy is if it causes that problem, a like cures a like, it will fix the problem. You got it? So if you have swelling, stiffness, bruising, hemorrhaging, you take arnica and it stops all that. And that swelling and inflammation is probably causing pain and so forth. So that's why a like cures a like. Every major hospital in this country recommends Arnica, Montana before and after surgery. All your reconstructive people that does all the, the what do they call that kind of surgery when you have
Plastic surgery.
plastic surgery.
See,
They
I
all
told you
use
I'd
it because
help
we were a team here. They use it because they don't want you to be all swollen and bruised after surgery because they want to get you looking good and out the door, right? So Arnica montana is used all over. And-
Did you mention why that the herb causes the problem, but that fixes it because it's been diluted?
Yeah, and it's just like, I'll use arsenic, just because arsenic is a known poison, right? If you were to take arsenic, it causes a lot of stomach cramps, it causes other bloating and different conditions in the colon area, and eventually cuts off nutrition to the body and will kill you. So if you're having those kind of symptoms, we know that alike cures alike. So Hahnemann actually did all those clinical studies. He went around to all of his friends and neighbors and then finally got more doctors and things to join in on all these. And that's why the drug companies do clinicals today, is because he set the pace for that. He set the standard. And so they all have to do it like Hahnemann did it. And Hahnemann lived until about the mid-1800s, and his work's been carried on by many people since. And like I said, it's still the #2 most widely used medicine in the world. So are you doing your sprays, right? Mm-hmm. And so in about 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to check in with you to see how your pain level's doing, okay? You see where we're going with this? The body knows how to heal itself if we give it the right energy to support it. And when I see someone like this who has been in chronic pain, and when you have this condition, it can wear you down emotionally over a long period of time. There's flower essences in here too that help her work on her emotional issues, because if you're depressed, you have physical symptoms. If you have physical symptoms, it can cause depression and so forth. Mind, body, spirit, right? And my boss, thank goodness, understands that, so he puts it all into one product. And you don't have to guess if you need a 6C, a 30C, or an LM potency. You get it all in one thing. Okay? So I want to do a little bit more work with you folks. I have some brochures up here that kind of talk about a condition. Everybody know about probiotics? Everybody's talking about probiotics now. And by the way, even though Sandy carries a tremendous amount of homeopathy in her store, pharmacists across the country are demanding more homeopathy in their stores because guess what? Homeopathy doesn't interfere with prescription drugs. No contraindications. Some of the major chains out there, the Walgreens, CVS's, have over 200 different homeopathic items over the counter in their stores, because now the pharmacist can go pick up something and say, you can take this without pulling your drug profile. Isn't that cool? A lot of people are taking Nexium, Prilosec, Melanto, Maalox, Tums, and so forth because they have trouble up here and down here. And 80% of the population has an imbalance of their probiotics. Their guts are somewhat distorted, and they have an overgrowth of what we call candida. Come on in. But as Hahnemann said, you take it until the problem's not there anymore, and then you put it away and you move on with your life. 6 months or a year later, you may be feeling sick again, and it's in a world that we know is perilous, you know, with all the things going on around us. Try not breathing for a couple of days. Just not to get those chemicals, see what happens. It's really hard on you. Everybody try it right now. Okay. But let's just understand that, you know, we constantly are evolving, and our wiring is all different, as we saw, between stress and anxiety and burnout and so forth. So how are you doing over here? Is that your new best friend?
Yes,
I'm taking it away from you right now. No. Actually, I'm also going to give you a topical version of that as well, so you can put it on there before you go to bed at night or even during the day. How's that? That actually is called advanced arnica, because we actually use 4 kinds of arnica plus arnica flower essence in 5 different potencies. And the idea of multiple potencies is just to make sure we have the right potency to fit you. Everybody has a little different need. So thank you for being my guinea pig today.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Yes, she's so happy.
I was honestly very shocked at the performance, but it actually worked.